I'm a little different than the average beekeeper. The average beekeeper today is what we call a hobbyist. They have 3 to 10 hives. I have right now 180 beehives. We actually work to try to make a profit. Not that we often do. It's part science, part art. We do everything from starting new colonies, build all our equipment. So all the woodenware around here, honey production is mainly in April and May and early June. So we're running around from bee yard to bee yard, putting boxes on as the bees fill them up. Harvesting usually in June. We have to get the bees out of the supers, the honey supers. We then load them up on the truck and bring them back here for processing. You learn to sense when something's wrong. And then the art is trying to figure out just how to manage the problem. In nature, they are the prime vector of pollen, moving it from one plant to another, which is what is necessary to produce good fruit, a lot of it. I've seen bees just yellow, covered in the pollen of the flower they wore on. They're very critical in our food production chain. With our pollinators, like the honeybees, bumblebees, some of these squash bees, we lose probably a third to half of the amount of marketable fruit and vegetables that we have in the supermarket. Well, one of the largest problems with bee populations is forage. They need food. One of the problems we have in the, believe it or not, agricultural areas, row farmers tend to plant edge to edge. 50 to 100 years ago, they usually left, there was usually bands of places where wildflowers would still grow. So, leaving forage, deliberately leaving parts of the forage is a great thing. Don't get excited every time you see a bee. Most of the time, the bees just don't really care about you. The only time a honeybee gets really aggressive is if you threaten it or you threaten their home. Typically, most of us get stung by accident because we cross paths with them. And it's usually an accident on their part, because with a honeybee, one sting and they're dead. If you're interested in beekeeping, get educated. We have several clubs in the area. Ashland has a big beekeeping club. There's another one in the East End. There's another one in Richmond. There's another one in Southside. So we have a bunch of them here in this local area.